Yeah, I wanted to have a little bit of fun. I didn't want to really talk about roofing too much, even though we're the Roof Trollz. But it's
everything have to be about roofs.
It doesn't have to be about roofs. It shouldn't always be about roofs either. That would be a boring podcast. Have you ever cut your hand off?
No,
you don't know if it'll grow back or not.
No.
Right? It'll grow back?
I'm not a reptile.
A reptile?
Yeah. A reptilian or whatever they were called.
Have you ever tried to cut your hand off?
No, should I try it?
Well, I'm not saying you should try it. I'm not saying, like, it's not impossible. You've never even done it yet, so you don't know.
Have you done it?
No, but you don't see me arguing that it can't happen.
Well, if you don't...
I'm arguing in favor of it. I think it can.
Well, I guess I'll have to find out next time I cut my hand off.
Yeah. I think you film it and just send it to us.
Yeah.
All right.
It'll be a great movie.
Hey, oh, hey, oh. You are now tuned in to the best roofing podcast in the world. The Roof Trollz. Here we go, here we go, here we go, yeah.
But it is a very fun time of year, though. So Halloween. Halloween's not an entire month, but...
Happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween.
It should be, though.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, Season of the Witch.
Silver Shamrock.
Yeah. Very few of us that enjoy that film. That movie is hated across the board by most people, especially people that are fans of the Halloween series, which I don't understand because Michael Myers doesn't have to be in every single film. It should be different if he's not in it.
Yeah, it was supposed to be an anthology. You know what I did read? That originally Laurie Strode was not supposed to be his sister, that because the first movie, John Carpenter wanted nothing to do with, like, she was just a character, and because he saw her, he was going to go kill her. And because NBC, when they played it on regular TV, made them make her his sister. So he didn't have anything to do with that at all. He wanted nothing to do with that. He was forced by the networks to do that.
And that sucks, too, because it probably could have gone a different route. And then as a fanatic myself, after having seen how it ended with Ends, now I wish Laurie Strode just was another victim. I wish she had nothing to do with Michael, because keeping her alive inevitably ruined the series, in my opinion. Ends is a dumpster fire, to say the least. Actually, there's a couple.
Does Ends even count? It's kind of like, like The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. They just don't exist.
You'll get ripped up online if you even suggest that it shouldn't be in there. So many people will rush and put these massive paragraphs in explaining why it's not a bad movie. If you have to explain to me why Halloween Ends is not a bad movie, it's a bad movie.
Absolutely.
That's I mean, it doesn't get any more clear than that. And then Resurrection would be the other one that I would consider a dumpster fire. I've actually heard people argue on behalf of that movie, and I don't understand how. I don't get it. And I love cheese. I'm all about those ridiculous, over-the-top slashers. But that movie, yeah, it's just awful. Really awful.
There's a lot of cheesy ones, but there's some good cheesy ones. Friday the 13th, Jason X. Jason 10.
I watched it last night. It was on AMC, and that has one of the coolest kills in the entire series, though. So that movie is awful, but it's a guilty pleasure of mine. So is Jason Takes Manhattan. Mm-hmm. I almost like those more than the originals. I love the first one. It's nostalgic. I understand it. I think it's boring, but I do understand why people love it. But that second and third one are cool. The third one gets a lot of hate, but the second one's really great. Jason Lives is probably my favorite one of all of them. But Jason X is cool.
It's so ridiculous.
But it's supposed to be. You know, it's future and outer space and all that stuff. So, you expect it to be over the top. So, that's why I enjoyed it. And the kill when he goes in there and he takes old girl and he puts her face in that freeze stuff that he has in the sink. I forgot what it was called. And then smashes her face on the counter. That's an awesome scene. That's an underrated kill to be in a movie like that. And it's good.
A good kill can save a bad movie.
That's true. Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes there's really, really good kills in complete trash films.
Well, what would be one of your examples of a great kill in a trash film?
I'd really have to think about it. I'll be honest. I'm sure I'll come up with one, but I'd really have to think about it.
I borrowed you that movie Galaxy of Terror, and Erin Moran from Happy Days is in there, and there's the one kill scene where she gets tied down going through the tube and just gutted and everything. And when I was a kid growing up, that was one of the craziest scenes. And I'm so old that when I had to watch movies, you couldn't just pause it and go back and watch it. I had to watch it and then wait again for it to come back on cable, another night and everything. And R-rated movies didn't come on until after 9 o'clock. So I had to wait till like my mom went to sleep and then go in there and try to watch them when she was asleep.
That one slid under the radar for me. You didn't loan it to me until like not even a year ago, like 6 months.
Yeah, not a lot of people know about that one. And it's Robert Englund too, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
well, you haven't seen Behind the Mask.
I know.
The story of Leslie Vernon, and that's him too.
I know. I'm a slacker on that one.
It's so good. Like that movie, the whole basis of it, everything. It's so good. And
you're gonna make me go home and watch it tonight, I think.
You should, dude. It's awesome. It's awesome. I put together a list. I had it on my phone. Let me see. My top 10. It's a really funny list.
I didn't put together a list, so
I have my top 10.
Is this in order, or is this just a top?
Should
10?
I do it in order? Should I go from 10 to 1?
I mean, if you can. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Like, I don't know if I have like a top 10.
Well, there'll be something that I leave off the list, and then I'll be mad at myself later for it.
I have a feeling we'll agree with most of them, but there's some movies, like, and I'm sure this will be on your list, like the original Halloween, just because of what it did for the genre and changed everything. Like, regardless of movies that are better come out after it, it's going to be it's going to be one of the best always.
Yeah, there's going to be some on here that you don't respect, but it's okay.
All right, we'll see.
So number 1,
no, start at 10. Why
yeah,
you do number 1 first. You want to make it like we're going down.
All right, we'll build up the hype.
Yes.
People who know me already know what number 1 should be, though.
Yeah.
But we'll start off at 10. So at 10, I have the controversial Maniac Cop 2.
Why is it controversial?
Because no one has Maniac Cop in their top 10. It's only controversial.
Oh, for your list.
Yeah,
okay.
not for
Oh,
the
okay. I was
movie
just saying,
itself, no.
why? I mean, that's
No, but I have that on my list. As you know, I love that movie.
And what's crazy is it's better than the first one. And the first one I like too. I mean, I like them both. No?
I don't think it's better than the first one.
You just said Maniac Cop 2.
Is on my list at number 10.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Relax.
Okay.
Relax. I have the first Maniac Cop original cover tattooed on me, so I would imagine
So it's coming.
Yeah, it's got to be on the list
It's got to
somewhere.
be on there.
That movie's awesome. It picks up right where the first one ends. They got the whole scene with him walking through the gun range at the police station. They're all shooting in there, and he just comes walking through the back of it. Just an awesome scene running through the whole police department. So at number 9, and this one I know you're going to disagree with, and understand before I say it, I love the whole series. I love all 3 of them. I love them. I don't acknowledge the 4th one. I love all 3 of them. I have Sleepaway Camp 3, Teenage Wasteland at number 9. I know Unhappy Campers might be better.
I can't agree or disagree because I haven't seen that probably since I was a teenager. So I will have to go back and watch it again. And I did think that Felissa Rose was in 2 or 3 because I thought she came back or something, but I looked on the cast and I didn't see her on either one of them, so I could be way off. Like, I'm gonna have to go back and watch those again.
Man, well, we can ask her. She'll be at Days of the Dead in November. But yeah, Teenage Wasteland.
We'll have to buy her a drink because she was drinking them up at the last one we were at.
Yeah, she was.
She offered me one. I should have taken it, right?
You should have.
Yeah.
It's the one that it's just a fun one. So at number 8, and you'll enjoy this one, I have Terrifier 2.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Terrifier 2 is awesome. People said it's too long. I understand it. I get what you're saying, but I feel like we waited so long for anything that even slightly resembled a slasher since I can remember. The closest thing we came to it, you can't consider Evil Dead. You can't say Insidious or any of those paranormal ones, Sinister, any of that stuff. None of those are slashers. I'm talking like legitimate slashers. We hadn't had one like Art the Clown in forever. I think the last good one that I saw was the and you probably get shit for this too. It was the Final Cut remake. I know you don't care for it for Friday the 13th, but for a remake, it's not bad. And then the 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Again, one of the better remakes, but when Art hit the scene, I mean, that was like, we all wanted that.
So I acknowledge that Terrifier 2 as a whole is a better movie than the first Terrifier, but I think the first one is what kind of changed everything for me because I had seen All Hallows Eve and I thought it was pretty cool. And then, I don't know, I was flipping through one night and saw it. I think it was on Netflix and I don't know, it was on something and then I watched it and then I bought it right away and I'm like, man, this is great. The hacksaw scene with the girl and everything. Like, I don't know. To me, to some degree, I think that kill is more gruesome than the bedroom scene in 2. And if you know these movies, you know what we're talking about.
I loved him.
I think it's more creepy. Not creepy, I should say more gruesome, and like it like kind of makes you, like it kind of makes you shiver. Where the bedroom scene is like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like,
well, that's
just like what the fuck.
That's a whole new level. Yeah. That's what I was kind of like referring to. Is like he just brings the energy to a whole new base, and then you think it's done, and it's not done.
Yeah.
So the first one was I was already a fan of All Hallows Eve. I had been following Terrifier. The rumor that character was going to be developed into something. So when that came out, I saw it and I was like, yeah, man, this is cool. He definitely like towed the line, but I didn't think that they would get as big as 2. Like for that's what you came back with is like cool. So it's night and day from the first film to come back and as the second one be that good.
Yeah, there's no plot in the first one. Like it's just him killing things.
And then spoiler alert, 3's not on my list, but I enjoyed it. I loved it. We just recently saw that. That movie takes the gore and the energy to a whole new level, but it's not as good as Terrifier 2 is, in my opinion.
I could agree. And I'm going to go back and see 3 one more time, like kind of reading comments and stuff online. And I think there's a lot of things like first time we saw, you miss a lot. The second time you pick up more. I think if I see it one more time, maybe even another time, there's a lot of clues that we're missing.
So at 7, I have Nightmare on Elm Street Dream Warriors.
Okay.
It used to be higher on my list, but as I've aged, that movie has aged, and unfortunately, it has not aged very well as of late. So every time I go back and watch it, I'm like, man, there's some stuff I really enjoy in it, and then some stuff is so corny. I'm like, I don't know. And I know the corniness kind of like makes it what it is, because believe me, I got some on this list, but I don't know. It just didn't age that well for me. But I still love the movie. I still have the nostalgia attached to it. I still believe that that's the best of that series, even though I love New Nightmare, as you know, and I just watched that the other night too. So yeah, it was great.
Some of the special effects didn't age well. The Puppet Master, which is super cool, it hasn't aged well. Like the look of it, the special effects on it, but it's super cool.
But it's a classic, so can't trash it. At 6, I have one of my all-time favorites. More of a psychological movie, though, but Silence of the Lambs. You cannot go wrong with that movie. I almost question you as a movie like person if you don't enjoy that movie. And I don't even care if you're into horror or not.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Just across the board.
So what did you think of the second one then?
I don't hate Hannibal. It's not what I would have done with that whole thing and the Red Dragon being thrown at the end of it. That should be like in the middle, I think, or in the beginning. Yeah, I didn't hate it. They tried to do some stuff for the movie. I heard the book's awesome, but they tried to do some stuff in the movie that didn't work. Then they did some stuff that did work. They overplayed the whole hog thing. But the backstory was cool. I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't
nowhere near as yet.
No. That movie, yeah. Silence of the Lambs, it just almost hurts my feelings to have to put movies above it. But yeah, Silence of the Lambs, deservingly top 5.
But it's 6.
Oh, I'm sorry. Almost in the top 5, deservingly top 10. All right. So now here comes some guilty pleasures. And no, that's 5, isn't it?
I thought you said 6.
No, that was 5.
Oh.
So it is top 5.
Then I'm bad with math here.
So number 4, I got Child's Play.
The original?
The original Child's Play. Yes, I love that movie. And full disclosure, a little hidden fact about me, I love that movie so much that if I had to go to an island to live forever, which is a whole different conversation, by the way, you only get to bring 10 movies. 10 movies out of every genre ever. These are it. These are the only movies you're ever going to see. I'm bringing Child's Play. It's on that list. So is the original Ninja Turtles. Judge me if you want to. Both of them are going. You got to have fun. You have to live, people. Both of them are going. I don't know. Maybe it's like grew up on it. I have no idea. I love Chuck.
It's a great movie.
Yes. Charles Lee Ray.
The TV series has been okay. I mean,
they canceled it, man.
Did they?
It's done now.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
It's kind of cheesy, too, but at least they tried to keep them up to date. They need to go back and do the films and bring my man some justice because those new ones are atrocious. They're up there with Nightmare on Elm Street, the new one. Like, they're up there with that. Number 4, and you knew it was coming back on the list because you heard the second one, Maniac Cop.
Okay.
Maniac Cop, it probably wouldn't be that high on most other people's lists. When I used to watch that movie when I was younger, like 7, 8, 9, used to scare the piss out of me. It was so scary watching him pull people over. and then just going up to the side of the car and stuff. And like, even in the beginning when those dudes are haggling the chick and she's running and she thinks the police officer's there to help her.
Oh, yeah.
He's just not there to help at all. It is just a very scary movie. You put yourself into that mindset. Like, imagine that. And the cop, the only one that's like there to help you, and then you get there and like not there to help you. Yeah, it's wild. So that was my number 4. Here's where the list gets fun, though. So for us,
So top 3.
Top 3. And you know, you don't even care about this movie. I made you watch it, and you didn't understand the hype because you got to it late. I got The Burning at number 3. The Burning is such a good slasher. That's like just that raft scene is so cool. I love The Burning. I love everything about The Burning. And
So
I showed you it.
Yeah, I remember watching it as a kid, and you know that came out around the time of like the Friday the 13th, the sleepaway camps, and all that. So like for me, looking
Flew
back,
under the radar.
no, I mean I'd seen it when I was a kid, but now watching it again, it's just like that was like the big thing in the 80s, camp movies. So it was just, I don't know, like another camp movie to me. Like there is the one cool scene
What's
that
wrong
I think,
with a camp movie?
No, well, camp movies and then movies about camps. But no, the one scene
Sleepaway Camp.
which I like, and there's no kill, is when they're playing, I think it's softball, and she goes into there, and you think she's going to get killed, and she gets out, and they delay it. I mean, I like because it's different. I think that's one thing that makes the movie different, is because you typically when things happen, something's going to happen, and nothing happens at all. So it's kind of a curveball, but I mean, it's
All right.
I'm not a hater of the movie. I just don't think it's as good as, let's say, Sleepaway Camp or the first 2 Friday the 13th.
I get a lot of shit whenever I bring that movie up because I always put it up so high, and people are like, "Dude, like it's okay." I'm like, nah, I don't know, man. Like it's for a slasher, like it just fit. It checks every box for me. Like that's what I want in my movie. So then number 2 and number 1. So number 2 this is Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back for me. Like that's the same argument. I recognize both films for what they are, 2 masterpieces. Obviously, you have to pick one. I pick Return of the Jedi. You pick Empire Strikes Back. Neither one of us is wrong. We love both movies. So for me, number 2 is the 1978 Halloween. I love the original Michael Myers. Nobody's better than Michael Myers. Michael Myers is the king of all kings when it comes to horror. I don't care how cool art is. I don't care how badass Jason is. I don't care how funny Leprechaun is. I don't care about how vicious Hellraiser is. It doesn't make a difference to me. The master is Michael Myers. So I have him at number 2 as the first movie to really get to all of us, even me as a kid coming later than you. I'm sure you as a kid probably scared the piss out of you. Even me, though, at like 10 years old, the first time I saw it, I had to wait. And that kind of like built the hype up too. My family made me wait to watch that one. So when I finally got into that, like, yeah, that movie's on VHS in the middle of the night in the 90s. That movie rocked my world.
Well, and it's funny when you hear people talk about it and they say, you know, it hasn't aged well. I mean, I think it's aged great. Like, I mean, it's everything that changed the genre at that point. Like, I mean, and I know what your number 1 is. So your number 1 kind of started it, and number 2 is kind of what, you know, put it on a rocket ship to space. But that's, yeah, I mean, that, and I don't know how anyone can not like that movie. Like,
and
it's
where I make people mad is the one that's not on the list. I don't know if you've recognized it or not yet, but so my number 1 is the 1974 Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I consider that to be the greatest horror movie ever made. Everything about that movie to me is perfect. The way that they do the attacks, the way they shoot the cameras, the way the house is set up, the way the characters portray the each individual person, or the actors portray each individual character. He's just a savage, and it's just so cool to know the backstory, how much that cost, what they used to like set up the props and stuff. We have more right here than they did for their movie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, and what's crazy, it feels so real. Like it doesn't feel like it was just like a made up movie. Like it feels like, man, this is like they were filming something that was really happening.
They put their time and effort into that, and it shows. That movie is held up. I own every physical copy of it except for the brand new box that just came out that you can own, and I'm talking 2 4Ks, 3 Blu-rays, multiple DVDs, and a VHS. I own every version of that movie. I'm obsessed. It is my favorite. And then to touch base on it, do you know which one's not on the list?
Which one's not on the list?
What movie should be on my list but's not on my list?
So knowing you,
Everyone's got it on their list.
oh, you think everyone's got? It
I
on their
know
list?
everyone has it on their list.
Oh, really?
If I even gave them the top 10 horror movie right now, Spark Raw, if I gave you guys top 10 horror movies, I'm just saying this movie that you're going to try to guess right now would be on the list.
Well, see, I was surprised you didn't have Silent Night, Deadly Night on there. That was one that I was surprised is not on there.
There's so many that missed Unhappy Camper, Sleepaway Camp 2.
Yeah.
What movie are we missing?
What movie are you missing? So the only thing...
You're missing two, apparently. There is a movie that is considered the king of horror, and neither one of us has talked about it.
Well, I'm thinking what you're going to say that you were missing is Hellraiser.
Nope.
No. Really?
And that barely missed a cut, too.
Yeah.
Hellraiser 1 is one of my favorites.
Well, I know you don't care about really that much about the Friday the 13th movies as much.
No,
as
I
like,
love Jason.
No, I know, but it's not like, people can love or hate
Well, if I did a
those.
top 20, there'd probably be three of those in there.
You got Freddy Krueger in there. You got Michael Myers for sure in there. You got Leatherface in there. You got Chucky in there. You got Art in there. Gremlins isn't a horror movie in my mind, so like
You still haven't gotten it yet.
I know. I'm trying to think. Let me look at your
Everyone considers this. This is in everybody's top two,
Top
if not
two?
top three, for sure. If not number one,
really
almost everybody across the board,
on the horror movie side.
every person.
I mean, I know there was one that people used to love, and I never got why people loved it. Was The Exorcist?
Yes, that's what I'm talking. Yes, I get so much hate because it's not in my top 10.
Honestly, like I know, like when I was younger, I'd watch a lot of scary
Now let
movies.
the controversy out. What do you think?
Okay,
about
well, so I don't know. I never thought The Exorcist was scary. I thought it was kind of dumb.
it?
And
Okay, it's scary. It is scary.
Yeah.
But it's not. You know, like I don't care for the paranormal, and there's better paranormal in my opinion.
All right, wait. I want to tell you a really bad one that's kind of like in that genre of The Exorcist, and it's bad, but I don't know why I thought that one scared me more. Was Amityville Horror 2.
I was just gonna say
That one
Amityville
was
Horror
scarier to me than The
and
Exorcist.
Amityville Horror 2. I was literally
Well,
just
2
gonna
has the
say-
possession.
Yes,
so that's why I feel like that one's
But
a
both
scarier
of those
one.
psychologically and horror rated are way
Yeah.
scarier than that. And honestly, I think The Conjuring holds its weight against The Exorcist.
Oh yeah.
Throw those two up there like that. I truly believe that they're in the same category with each other. But yeah, The Exorcist wouldn't. I hate to say it, but I don't even know if it would hit my top 15.
I mean, is
might
it still
do
in
top
people's
20.
top
top five, top three?
still? Really? After all these years?
Everybody's like that. But I think it's cool to say too. That's like asking people their top 10 favorite movies of all time. You know damn well Scarface is going to be on the list, and it's so annoying that it gets on the list because it's people at this point are probably just saying Scarface just to say Scarface.
Yeah.
There's no way that many people think that Scarface is the greatest movie. You know, like so many people. But wait till my brother comes in here with the English muffins and we sit him down and we talk about movies. I guarantee you, I'm calling right now, Scarface is on his list.
Scarface and Goodfellas.
But Goodfellas probably on my list too, though.
See, my favorite of the Italian movies was Bronx Tale. Like that was always my favorite. But it's not like my number one. But going back to the horror movie, so another one of my scarier ones. I'm gonna have to go back and write up my top 10 because Funhouse is gonna make my top 10.
Man, such a good
Funhouse
one.
scared me. Like, and see, that's the thing.
Shopping mall.
Yeah, see, that one didn't scare me. That was cheesy,
No, but it's
it's a
awesome.
great movie.
Yeah.
So the ones that really resonate with me are the ones that scared me when I was a kid. Like Funhouse, I could not go into fun houses when I was a kid. I could go through any haunted house. My uncle would try to scare us and make us scream. My cousin, sorry Jay, if you ever watched this, he used to cry going through haunted houses. I got scared a little bit, but our uncle would torture us and everything. But yeah, I could not go into a fun house when I was a kid.
Have you seen
At all.
Dolls?
Which one?
Dolls?
Dolls. Yeah, but
That didn't scare you?
what's
I'm trying to think of stuff that was back when
Puppet Master was
when you were
good one.
Yeah.
there was another
Puppet
one I had in my mind besides the Fun House that was really creepy. I mean, I like the Creep Shows 1 and 2. Those are good movies.
Trilogy of Terrors are great too.
Yeah, Trilogy of
Those
Terror
get
is
slept
good.
on a lot too.
Yeah.
What's that little character?
I know
Man, what is his name?
I know who you're talking about, but yeah, the
little doll.
little puppets. Yeah.
The little no, not the puppets.
No, I know, but he's kind of like a.
You're thinking
He's
Tales
not a
from the Hood.
puppet. Yeah, he's not a puppet, but he's a little like
Yeah.
figure that goes around and kills.
Yes.
Yeah.
The little Brazilian figure thing. You guys
It's not a
Readers look
marionette.
confused. You never seen that before?
Isn't it the doll that afraid of water?
No. You're thinking of Gizmo over there in the bucket there. Yeah, no, that's a gremlin. No water, no food after midnight, and no sunlight for them to react. But no, what we're talking about is something completely different.
I didn't realize this was 1975. That movie's that old.
For which one?
Trilogy of Terror.
Yeah, that's.
I didn't
so
realize
this little
it's that
doll
old.
is like burnt in like a box, and it says, "Do not remove his necklace." And this lady like removes the necklace off this doll.
It's like a voodoo doll.
Yeah, and it just like starts flying around the house, like running around, stabbing at her, trying to kill her and take her soul.
Yeah. All right. What are some of the horror movies that you just like completely hate?
Oh, we're gonna go this way.
I'm just asking a couple.
All right. Well,
I know we've been going for a while.
All
I'm
right,
just
well,
trying to see if there's anything we missed.
let's get the elephant out of the room.
Oh, you know what we missed? On
I
our
think
top,
only
wait, hang on.
Scream
What
1
we
is
missed
good.
on our top 10 or your top 10 because I haven't thought of one yet.
Who?
Psycho.
Oh, I wouldn't be in my top 10.
Well, but I mean, these are the ones that people can.
I like American Psycho. I'm just cool with that one. Dude, that movie's so
That's not
cool.
a horror movie.
Christian Bale is so. I don't know if it's not.
The Shining.
Okay.
I'm gonna rewatch that one. Yeah, it was funny when
It's
Jeff
still-
sent us that
I
that
wouldn't take
download.
anything out of my top 10 for that, but it's still a great movie.
Alien, The Thing.
So Aliens, I'd put above Alien. Thing is great. That was on AMC too.
Oh, another one that scared me when I was a kid all the time, Poltergeist. And Poltergeist 2 was actually creepier because that guy, the old man.
Yeah, the old man is. Yeah.
Did you know he died right after that movie was filming? And he looked like he was like 100. He was only like 60 years old.
Yeah, that's one of your favorite stories.
Yeah,
Like, Days of the Dead, and you were talking about from there.
Yeah, how crazy that guy looked. And yeah, he died right after that. And Heather O'Rourke dying after the third one. And
I want to show.
Wait, let's get people to go down rabbit holes on conspiracies. Go down rabbit holes and read the conspiracies on what really happened to Heather O'Rourke and, Hollywood, baby.
Yeah, I want to show my daughter Poltergeist. I think that'd be a good one.
That was one of the first movies with clowns that scared, because the clown doll in the bedroom.
I wanted her to go see Lost Boys with me in the theater because they had it over at Imagine a few days ago, and I was trying to get her to go, and she's just like not into it at all. I don't understand. I'm like, what?
Well, does she think it's scary though? It's not really scary.
No, she doesn't think it's scary.
Yeah. Oh, she's seen it.
I tried. Yeah, I put it on for her, and she told me it was boring, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what to do with her. I'm trying so hard to get her into it. She just might not be into it.
Yeah.
But she ruined it for me because what a great movie to be at a theater. I never even thought I'd have an opportunity to see that in a movie theater.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
It's cool when they re-release older movies.
I love
try
that.
to catch them. Yeah.
I've been waiting. I've been checking every day because once they release the Halloweens, I'm all in on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even care which one, except for Ends. I wouldn't waste my time, but anything else, I'm all in on.
All right, so bad horror movies. I'm trying to think of some just like really bad ones because I think I burned them out of my mind.
There's a lot, dude. Anything in the Scream genre past the first one, I would say is a bad movie.
You know what? I've probably seen them all, and if you ask me anything about any of them, I don't remember any of it.
Yeah.
So here, I'm going to give you a movie I think is bad, but the part 2 of it is probably one of the worst movies ever made. So the first one, which I never really got, and probably because I knew it wasn't real, was Blair Witch Project.
Yes.
And then the second one is awful. That might be the worst movie ever made, or at least in the horror genre.
Paranormal Activity movies are pretty bad too. It's just a. I
think those are way better than Blair Witch Project. Blair Witch Project, I just thought was.
I can't get into anything that just doesn't. No, I don't know, like Strangers and all those they want to be eerie movies like that. They just don't do it for me.
Strangers, yeah.
Anything.
Did they just do a recent one too?
Funny Games, Strangers, any type of Cabin in the Woods. Those all those weird.
I get a lot of hate for not really liking Cabin in the Woods.
It's trash.
I mean,
you know the best part of Cabin in the Woods?
Which part?
The last 5 minutes when they show all the
monsters
that we fucking missed out on that they could have stuck in a movie instead of the piece of shit that they put out on film.
Well, the whole point of the movie is to kind of be I feel like From Dusk to Dawn, where you have this.
The whole point
this,
of that movie sucks.
Turn.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Is Dusk to Dawn a horror movie?
I don't know. That's like Death Proof and Planet Terror. Are those horror movies? I don't know. It's its own thing. I have no idea if it's a horror movie or
It starts off as a kidnapping and a robbery, and then all of a sudden it turns into a vampire movie.
Well, that movie's awesome, though.
Yeah. Because of Selma Hayek or just because it was awesome?
I actually never really thought about Selma Hayek.
You never thought about Selma Hayek?
No, I definitely thought about Selma Hayek and Dusk Till Dawn. I'm just saying, I don't know if she's better than the actual movie is, or maybe that's why the movie's so great. I have no idea, but she definitely plays a role in that decision. Yeah, it's a good movie. I think it's fun. I had the BAM box that used to get shipped to the house, and it's got one thing of horror memorabilia in it, and it comes with autographs and stuff, and each one of them, different people design them, whatever. But inside one of them, I got a replica of the beer bottles that they serve in Dusk Till Dawn. It's just one of those cool pieces that I have. Like, it just, I don't know. I like it. I like that movie a lot. That's not a bad one.
Well, one other thing that I would say, at least on the bad.
Babadook. That's a terrible movie.
Babadook. It was okay.
It's trash. Trash.
I hate running zombies. Anything with a running zombie.
Yeah. I don't care for zombies either. So, like, I know that you don't. There's some good ones. Like, the new Dawn of the Dead's cool.
Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead.
The one before. What's the one before that? The remake from the 90s.
Was it Day of the Dead?
I don't know. Whichever one that is cool.
Which is the one with Mekhi Phifer with the monster zombie baby?
Yeah, with Ving Rhames in there.
That's horrible.
No, it's not bad.
It's terrible.
It's not bad.
I can't.
So cool.
I can't stand that movie.
Oh,
yeah, because that's Dawn of the Dead because it's in the mall. Like but see, I love the original Dawn of the Dead.
That's great.
And the whole reason that zombie movies are great because no matter what you do, even though you can beat them all up and run away from them, at some point they're gonna swarm you and get you.
But you do like. I hope to God you like Evil Dead and Army of Darkness.
Oh yeah.
Well, those are considered zombie movies.
I only like no, I do like those. But I'm saying I love zombie movies. I don't like running zombies.
Yeah. Okay.
But Evil Deads are kind of possessed zombie movies, like so they're kind of like not just zombie, but they're possessed people too.
Yeah, I like Evil Dead a lot.
The first Evil Dead would scare me as a kid a lot. Evil Dead 1 and 2 scared me.
The remakes are good. Dude. So the second one...
Texas Chainsaw remake is no.
The second one, I don't even acknowledge when you say things like that because it's just stupid. But the second one is not that... they don't suck, dude.
I don't know. You know what it is? I saw a lot of these movies, like, not right when they came out in the movies, but I saw them early in my childhood.
The first one, too, you think sucks?
So, like... No, I like the originals.
First remake. It sucks?
Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, it's so scary.
And it's very true to the original.
Yeah, so, I don't know. I like that movie a lot.
I think the modern takes aren't as scary as the older ones. I don't know. It's like...
I think you're sleeping on the 2003 Massacre. That I do think. And the beginning is right
Jessica
after
Biel
that. That's great, too.
The only saving grace for me.
Okay, well...
I could watch it just for her.
There's a lot of great kills in that movie. And that movie's got really good, weird feeling to it, like... tension,
like in the barn and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And see now, I like the original, so I felt like that was overdone. And
that place is still operating, that slaughterhouse there. So when we went out to Texas and we did that event out there, they had it was in Killeen, Texas, I think it's called, right outside of Waco. I don't know if I'm getting that right or not, but it's the 2003 house, and then right around the corner from it, like 7-minute drive, is the slaughterhouse. And we went in there and they were closed for the day. So we walked around the back and just like did like...
Is it a real slaughterhouse?
Yeah, dude. So we turned into like this conveyor belt that's on the back of it. We turned inside of there and there was a shit ton of flies. It was like 80 degrees, 90 degrees, shit ton of flies. And like all the carcasses that had been like cut down, the skin off them were like in blanket type form, but it still had like animal parts and shit in it. They were all stacked on top of each other. It smelled fucking rank and there was like... just flies everywhere, and it was so cool. I had a video for a long time.
Did you go cut a piece of the skin off and make a mask for yourself?
No, I should have, and just do it on there.
Yeah.
Without cleaning it. Yeah. I just felt the power.
Yeah.
No, I did not do that, but it was cool seeing that and seeing the fact that it was still an operating place and just going there. Like it was really cool.
Yeah,
it was really cool.
I bet. Well, I think we did a pretty good job. I'm gonna have to go back then for next year at this time. I'm gonna dial in my top 10. I mean, you guys already heard a decent amount of them. There's going to be a lot of old, maybe a couple new ones, but I'll have probably 2 or 3 at least in my top 10 that are in your top 10. I'm surprised you had Terrifier 2 in there. I don't know if that would make my top 10.
I don't know, dude. I like
the first one will make it because of the statement it made.
I think the second one, because of that bedroom scene, that like rewoke me. It
rewoke you.
And I'm just like, oh man, I'm actually into this. Like he's really getting in there, and then he leaves, like I said, and then that's where it hooked me.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that was brutal. And then he comes back in, and it's like, dude.
Well, originally that scene wasn't going to be that long.
I know.
Because of COVID, they had to go back and reshoot everything. Because there was one part of it, you see where he cuts her arm off, and then he rips her hand off, and then when she's crawling on the floor, her hand, she still has a hand. So, like, when they were it grew back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Have you ever cut your hand off?
No,
you don't know if it'll grow back or not.
No,
it'll grow back.
I'm not a reptile, like from a V.
A reptile?
Yeah, a reptilian or whatever they were called.
Have you ever tried to cut your hand off?
No. Should I try?
Then you Well, I'm not saying you should try it. I'm not saying like it's not impossible. You've never even done it yet, so you don't know.
Have you done it?
No, but you don't see me arguing that it can't happen.
Well, if you don't,
I'm arguing in favor of it. I think it can.
well, I guess I'll have to find out next time I cut my hand off.
Yeah. I think you film it and just send it to us.
Yeah.
That's all right.
It'll be a great movie.
All right. On that note, guys, see ya.
See ya.